and welcome. And today we are going to be talking to remarkable individuals who will inspire us. He's fondly known as Bhishma Pitama in the prison department, celebrated for his compassionate initiatives in enhancing the living standards of prisoners. As the first IPS officer in the country to join the services with a PhD at a young age of 24, Dr. K.L.N. Rao, IPS, Additional Director General of Police and Director General of Prisons and Correctional Administration, Government of Gujarat, has made significant contributions to the field. Along with him, she is also an inspiring individual, that is Dr. Indu Rao, who is a Professor of Management and Dean at PDEU University, Gandhi, Nagar. So it's our definitely honor to have them in the studio. Let me welcome both of them. Namaskar, how are you guys doing?
Thank you, Namaskar, and to all the viewers who are watching this program.
Absolutely. First of all, I'm really inspired by both of you. Just tell me a little bit more about yourself, both of you.
Basically, I am as you said, 1992 batch IPS officer allotted to Gujarat cadre, and I have worked in various capacities as Superintendent of Police and Joint Commissioner and IG range, and of late I am working as DG Prisons and Correctional Administrations for the last 4.5 years. So it has been an immense journey to interact with the prisoners and the less fortunate ones who deserves to be given a second chance in the society for whatever the wrongs they have done. It is a time to recollect, reform, regret, and then reintegrate in the society. And at the same time, I want the society to accept them with open arms so that they can feel as a normal persons and they can start their new life.
Absolutely wonderful. Dr. Indu, please go ahead.
Well, I am a proud wife of Dr. K.L.N. Rao, but I am also the sister of a martyr. My only brother had given his life. He was in the border security force, and a daughter of 2 professors. I mean, at the age of 50, an Indian woman tells you that her mother and father were both PhDs. So that is my background, and I am an electrical engineer of 92 batch from NIT Jaipur, MBA, 2 PhDs, one is in India, one in US and Netherlands, and a postdoc from IIM Ahmedabad. Last 30 years I have been moving with him in Gujarat in different districts and working in the universities wherever he is posted, and I try to contribute to making the education system better in the country.
Wonderful. Dr. Rao, I have seen jails in like cinema. I have really not been there, and I'm sure I will never see that. But tell me, is there a difference between like current jails and like older times, the way they used to show in movies kind of jails?
Yeah, earlier the jails, the prisons were the temples of democracy. Like during our freedom fight, freedom struggle, most of the people who are freedom fighters, they used to take pride in going to jails. That's why they were given the Nara like Jail Baro Andolan. So it was something like a pride movement. But unfortunately, after the independence and other things, so the concept of jails has changed in the sense like they were the Britishers who were the oppressors, and we were the ones who were the fighting for our motherhood and freedom of our country. So those were the concepts of jails during pre-independence days. Post-independence, of course, it has changed, but it isn't. The jails are not the places what we are projected in the films and other things. They are very, very much way. The truth is somewhere else. It is much beyond that. So I just want to bridge the gap between the understanding of the jails of the society and the reality of the jails in the society, in the jails. So I want to bridge this gap. So that better understanding of the jails and the jail administration is seen by the society.
So, Dr. Indu, you have definitely achieved a lot in your life. So, how much credit, do you give it to Dr. Rao?
Oh, absolutely. I think I couldn't have done anything. I mean, anything of what I did if it was not for him. Because when I married him, I was only an engineer. I mean, in those days, to be an engineer for a woman was considered an achievement, but today if you think that was really nothing. And I was working in a multinational company in a corporate world, but after marrying him, because he is a PhD, as you said himself, and he encouraged me to study further, and I have done all my studies after marriage while raising kids and while moving with him. So the whole idea was that because of his job there was a support system at home, and we could together manage with the help of the staff that the government gave us and raise our kids. So having that much of support, and we both are from simple family backgrounds, we thought we had ample time and the right position to contribute to the professions that we were working in. And he is fond of academics. I come from that family of academicians, and I think there was a synergy, especially for the last 5 years. I mean, initial years he was a super tough cop. Everybody said he's a very strict police officer, and last 5 years, when 2nd October 2019 he joined as the head of Gujarat prisons, that is the time when this really changed our lives. There was like a synergy. We saw people inside the prisons. I mean, I could see as if they are like students in my university whom we are trying to transform and develop, and here they were so vulnerable inside the prisons and repenting for something that they have done, and in a very position where he as the head could contribute and we together could contribute. So I visited all the jails with him, and we tried to do a lot of reforms, trying to do skill development, their counseling, legal, medical, living conditions, eating food, and engaging them in useful things, whatever they could. If somebody is a villager not educated, so the gaushala, organic farming. If lots of prisoners have done class 10, class 12. This time we have got 100% result in the 10th and 12th board results, which was just declared for all the prisoners, and many certifications. Then about 100 products they are making, different products, so they are earning their livelihood while in prisons. The whole idea is that if you can shape the behavior and create a difference in the value systems, and those values will impact their behavior, and then their life can get transformed and the human dignity can be achieved. So if we can do it with the prisoners, with the good leadership and teamwork, I think that's a great lesson even for the society. We can do it in all organizations across the universe.
Any heart-touching stories? I'm sure you have a lot of them. Any heart-touching?
Yeah, there are many, but I would like to shortly narrate 1 or 2 incidents. Like there was a women prisoner in our jails. So when she entered into the prison, she was pregnant, and after a few days she has delivered a baby. And when we were trying to put the logical history of her baby, so we came across that she was not the mother of that baby. So the matter went to the Honorable High Court to justify the paternity and other things. But fortunately, it was the case of that IVF. So she was the surrogate mother for a couple who didn't have children. So again, it was a touching story. Like though she was a mother who has given birth, she entered the prison as a pregnant woman, given birth, but she was not the mother. We have to establish their paternity and other things, and who were the real parents. So the real parents were a childless couple from a neighboring state, Rajasthan. So again, it gives a lot of legal issues, something like that. And one other story was like that we have a lot of convicted prisoners who are convicted for life. So they have no better nothing to look for the next day. So for those kind of people, if somebody is behaving in a good behavior and other things, we have a policy of premature release and remission policy by the government, various state governments. So before your completion of a sentence, if your behavior is good in the jails, so you are permitted to be released before your term ends. So this goes through a process, of course, through a local committee, district level committee, where it is headed by the superintendent of police, superintendent of jail, district magistrate, the district judge who has given the sentence to the prisoner, and then from that to the state level committee. So once the cases are reviewed case by case, and you get released. So in one case, it so happened that a person was there, a convicted prisoner for life. So he has killed his wife, and he was undergoing the life sentence. And he was a good, after that he reformed, he repented on what he has done, and then due to his good conduct, every year it is reviewed and it is sent to the government for premature release. But in one particular year he couldn't be released. So his only daughter, who was waiting for him to be released from the jail, she committed suicide on that particular year, and in the subsequent year he got the orders of his release. So he comes back to us and says that I have nowhere to go. Please keep me in the prison.
Wow.
So, I mean,
no, it is.
What else one can think of? How the fate plays on you, and what he is a person who has lost his wife. He himself, though he himself has done that crime, but he lost his daughter also, and he has no place to go. So it is something like, it is very touching, and he is one of the loyal prisoners who is serving the sentence.
I'm sure you have touched so many lives, and you know, it's wonderful talking to you. It's lovely listening to your stories, you know.
And I would like to interrupt and add one more thing. During the last 75 years of our independence, we have not done this kind of a thing. This premature release and this remission, the government of Gujarat, in the last one and a half year, in 2023 and 24, as on today, we have released more than 250 life convicts.
Wow.
For their good behavior. Thanks to the government policy and all the people who have made the small little bit of changes in the prisoners' behavior, and to make them repent and what they have done, and to be a good human beings, and then getting reintegrated into the society. I think we have achieved wonderful, which has not been done in the last 75 years of Indian independence.
Lovely. You know, we are definitely running out of time, but I want to ask you guys, do you have any messages for especially our younger generation?
Yeah, the message for the younger generation is that, like, as the time is that it is a very fast paced, nobody has time to reflect, think upon, and so at least so about the prisoners, the people who are not so fortunate enough and who have done something wrong at some point of time in their life. So please spare a minute for them, and then you think about that nobody is a born criminal. Everybody deserves a second chance. Like, it is like in roti kapda or makan. So it is the basic needs of a human being. Sometimes some crimes are done by greed, some passion, and some organized criminals are also there in the society, though they are in the very small numbers. But yes, people who are there in front of you, in front of the prison administration, they are the most vulnerable people who are only at the mercy of you. And it is your responsibility to take care of them, to make them reflect on their mistakes, rehabilitate them, and see that they are reintegrated in the society. At the same time, my request to the society and to the younger generation that please accept them, these people, with open arms, so that whatever the difference gap is there in between the understanding of prisons in society is totally eliminated. And
wonderful. Dr. Indu, you have anything to say?
Yeah, definitely, because there is a very promising young generation in our country and around the world. I have, since this short time, I want to say the final word that take a good education, but do not forget about the holistic development and the value systems, because whatever profession, whatever expertise that you build during your education, you have an option to apply it in any sphere. Like what we just said, do not stay limited to what you learned. Like if you are technology, you can apply technology in prisons as well. You can apply technology in farming, you can apply technology in any industry. Similarly, social sciences or human science, which means develop a multidisciplinary approach, a holistic thing while you are taking education, and keep your eyes and ears open to the community, and find ways to apply what you learned in the education during your university systems to make a better society and contribute to it. Everyone can contribute. Even the smallest drop in the ocean makes a difference.
Absolutely. You know, I really feel honored and proud to have you here sitting and talking next to me. And thank you so much, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you to the media channel for having us here. We feel honored too.
Thank you.
Thank you.